Hi there, Aries, and anybody else tuning in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here for you. Wow. I kid you not. I was on the phone. Okay. I was just sitting here talking on the phone. I was about to start your reading, Aries. Okay, real hyped up, real amped up, and sitting on the phone talking for almost 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Didn't hear a single honk. End of the phone call. I was like, that's it, I'm gonna jump into Aries. Honking right there. So take it as you will. Aries, this is your April 2021 reading. This is your birthday month, your season here. We're just jumping right into, as I'm filming this, actually, I'm filming this on the 18th of Pisces, of March, Pisces season. So it's the last day of Pisces season, actually, well, 18th, 19th, and it's at 29 degrees here that we have the sun in Pisces, just about to dip into the zenith of you, Aries, here. So thank you guys for tuning in to you. And I was meditating a lot here coming through, a lot of energy coming through. I'm tasting something salty here. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, but typically we use salt for wounds, don't we? Okay, we'll take that into consideration. And let's jump into it. I was meditating on your energy, Aries, and I'm going to just get this message out here, and then I'll jump into a few more things. But before we get into the full-on reading, where we'll pull a card for each of the days, and then we'll jump into the extended. But in a general way, Aries, I'm hearing Pisces here very strongly. I was meditating on your energy, and I was hearing almost repetitively so many times over, you're finding new solutions to old problems. And the sensation I'm getting is that there isn't necessarily like a really new way of creating. I'm hearing as well something that you have in mind. I'm not sure what that's going to, but it's not about taking like a humongous step forward. It's more about, I'm hearing the refinement of your ideals. I'm hearing your visions. Okay, really looking on, even I'm hearing I'm hearing on your own time at something that, it's interesting. I'm seeing almost like a backstage approach here. Like you're wanting to look back even at maybe something. And I'm going to look at the astrology for this month as well. I'm seeing 222 right there on the clock. That reduces to 6. So always take it as you will. But when we're looking at astrology for the month of April, we're going to see, what exactly, because retrogrades do tend to bring things up for review from the past, so that might be a focus, but there is a slowing down energy, and I don't want to say that in a way of like, Aries, we're slowing down for your season, but there is something that I'm seeing you're preferring to sort of take a refined approach to, and the way that I'm actually seeing it is interesting. It's kind of like, I'm seeing that you're maybe seeing something differently. Maybe it's your perspective that's changing. You're like, you know what? I'm actually, it's not like you're not excited, Aries, don't get me wrong. It's like, you're realizing, I feel like I would prefer to take that approach to that story. And maybe even I would prefer to take a moment to really contemplate where I'm going with this. I'm hearing that. And it's almost like a maturity energy as well. Very exciting. Now, a few things here before we jump into it. I'm filming this again at the very tail end of Pisces season. It's interesting because we have that very strong focus, right, on the Pisces archetype right before we move into Aries. Pisces, culminates. So these signs go hand in hand. I feel that for a number of you might be dealing with something that, or closing chapter out here that was possibly really intense. And also a few more notes. This energy might manifest 6 months to 8 months down the line. I did a reading. It was in May 2019, and literally in that reading I was channeling as I am channeling here, and I was hearing specific, I'll never forget that reading. I did it in Hawaii, and I'm mentioning this for those of you who are new viewers or you've been following for a little bit of time and are not familiar, but it was just such a really interesting reading. And it was, again, I was in Hawaii, I was channeling, and something came through in that reading. It was a Pisces yet again. It came through in a few readings. I was like, keep clear Corona. I don't know what that's alluding to, but keep clear Corona. And I was like thinking, okay. So, but that energy manifests over time, about 6 months down the line, 8 months down the line. So the same applies to every energy that comes forth here. Try to see it in a space of, not needing to fully understand it or so-called figure it out. And really, that is kind of the energy that I'm feeling here for you regardless. There is a focus on sort of just like laying back. I'm hearing that as well. With the 10 of Pentacles apexing out for you, got the 2 10s here. It's very, very strong culmination. But, you know, it's like, I'm not going to try to force it. And for a number of you, there is something that maybe you realize, you know, I'm really happy with where I'm at in a certain way. I realize that it's so much a matter of allowing, you know, my story to makes sense. I'm hearing it, but according to what, how do we say this? You know, you're not forcing also, I'm hearing your creative potential. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Pentacles coming through there, with the 10 of Cups, you have the third 10 here, Aries. Like, I'm hearing it for you in this way. Like, I'm not going to look at this as something that needs to happen even on the spot. Like, for a number of you, I'm saying you're not preoccupying yourself with where you feel that others feel that you need to take your work. Okay, I'm hearing it's not about them, and you realize that. And I'm looking at the Father of Swords here. Yeah, for knowing this is a past that you're releasing, and that's just what it needs to be. My throat is a little coffee there. With the Father of Cups. Excuse me, Aries. There's some memory. Yeah, the Hangman. Yeah. Chariot in reverse, 3 of Cups in reverse. It just didn't suit you. And we're going to really extrapolate. I'm just getting these, you know, we're going to pull a card for each of the days. Let's clear it. Now, there is something that just, you realize what it was to you. You realize that it wasn't leading you in the right direction. And it was something that you really had to be quite brave with. I'll say it as well in that way, with the Hangman coming through. In reverse. For nobody, it was something draining. Yeah, Justice coming through right in front of the Mother of Cups. You made your decision. Let's clear it. It's so clear. No, cannot be any clearer than day, with the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Pentacles split right there by Justice. You have the Mother of Cups motioning over. Now, again, it's not, and you got the Fool mirroring the Justice card. The way I see it at this moment for you, Aries, is that you're sort of saying that your potential rides upon this point where you say, I make peace with the past. I make peace with what I recognize as having led me to the point of realizing that maybe I don't want to move in this direction any longer. And it's just like that. With the 8 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands, it's about realizing that the past doesn't have to determine your future. I'm hearing that as well. The Father of Pentacles as well, sitting at the base of that. For a number of you, there is something that you were maybe like kind of, you know, but you're realizing something here. I'm hearing Pisces, Aries, and then maybe you realized it in the season of Pisces. You're kind of starting to pick up on something like, you know what, like and for nobody, this is history. It's like, I don't need to see it the way that others see it. I'm hearing that like yet again for you. Now, we're going to be pulling cards. There, again, for each of the days, there are a series of experiences. I'm seeing that with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse popping out with the Fool. You know, it was like enough is enough. Okay, there were like maybe 1-2 occurrences for a number of you. It was something of a pattern. Maybe like you met a number of people that were very similar. It's like you kept meeting people that were like kind of similar, like, and the same exact thing was kind of playing out. It's like you started to put an end to that, is what I'm hearing, and that was actually more towards November. I'm hearing Aries season, maybe right in the beginning of Aries, from November to April. I don't know. Maybe there's something that you translated. I'm hearing that as well. And I do wonder, you know, maybe this is something that you're announcing. It's like, hey, everyone, like, this is how I see myself, and I don't need you to, like, kind of see it back for me, okay? This is not like a space of needing to realize myself through others. I'm hearing that as well. So there's something you're claiming. There's something that you're calling forth. I'm hearing that as well. And again, it's really possibly this type of energy where it's like, I'm going to say what I feel, and it's going to open the doors for me to where I really see myself moving to. And it's really on a vibrational level for a number of you. This is the second time we have the Star and the Strength card as well. So you do have guidance. I'm hearing that as well. For a number of you, realizing the more that I acknowledge and make peace with, I'm hearing myself, like on that real deep level, the more I find that I have greater opportunities on an energetic plane to align with my best interest. I'm hearing that with the Fool, my story. I'm hearing that yet again, once again. So it's something on a vibrational level. It's something subtle. It's not something where it's like, you know, I'm stocking up on these goods and then I'm going to like kind of like start storytelling about them. This is something where you're just kind of, it's as simple as, I'm not going to tell those people my history. I'm hearing that as well. I don't need to go into it with them. I'm hearing that as well. Interesting. I don't know what that's leading to. I was like, I don't need to go up to him and try to make him move in with me with this concept. It is what it is. I've said what I said. I'm saying it how I feel it, and that's the important thing. For a number of you, you're kind of getting simple here. The Daughter of Swords pops out again. You're getting simple. Wow, 8 of Cups. Okay, so, and that was upside down. So for a number of you, you're not really concerned. I'm hearing it in this way any longer. Okay, you're not letting things things define you. I'm hearing that. Okay. It's like somebody wants to like piss you off. I'm hearing that as well. Like, let them find a bush. Okay. I'm hearing, and pretend that it's you, because like you're not going to let that happen again. I'm hearing that as well. Like, I'm seeing someone maybe felt like they were being taken advantage of a little bit with the Temperance card, the Three of Cups, and the Lovers, and the Six of Pentacles, and the Son of Swords. It's like, I'm not going to let that cycle. One second. Let's do with a product. Ace of Pentacles coming through for the second time. Maybe for a number of you, this is something like you wanted to launch something, or like every time you tried to like move in a certain direction, there would be some sort of reaction to that space that was just like draining with the Ace of Pentacles and the Temperance card. And for a number of you, maybe you're deciding, hey, I want to shift the way that I carry this out. Ace of Pentacles with a Hierophant. It's like, that's no longer my ideal. It's like, I'm seeing you questioning things, Aries. Like, I don't want to even call it that anymore. Like, I'm not even like looking for that anymore. I'm hearing that, Aries. Now, let's clear it. Yeah, no, your vision is changing here with the Hierophant. Yep, Ace of Pentacles is upright, but the Ace of Cups comes through right diagonal to the Hierophant, mirroring that Ace of Pentacles is the Ace of Cups in reverse. For a number of you, this has to do with your social groups. For a large number of you, this is your family. I'm hearing that with the Four of Cups in reverse. It's like, maybe even your production company, it's like, okay, maybe you create content, you're like, they keep framing it in this way, like as if it's like this and that. I'm not here to kind of, I'm hearing religious. I'm hearing the Hierophant, the Four of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. I'm not here to like redefine, okay, the story. I'm hearing like, if people don't understand what wavelength I'm on with myself, I'm not really going to, I'm hearing wish them well on my off time. Like, how do we say this? And, you know, it is just from the standpoint of seeing, like, what serves you actually. Like, and I know it sounds a little harsh. Maybe that's something that you're saying to someone. You're like, I cannot, like, do what I feel you need for you. I'm hearing that as well. Like, maybe even Aries, you worked for someone here, and it's like, you put so much in, and it's like, if they don't, another honk right there, if they don't get it, they just don't. And it's like, I'm not gonna like, you know, keep doing donuts like around and around to like try and like, you know, try to see for them like what they don't for themselves. Like, it's going to either happen or it's not. And it's kind of like, I'm seeing you're showing up like on a date, even Aries. You're like, if they do what they need to do, like, even for themselves, like, wonderful. Yeah, Two of Cups coming through. Well, you know what? They might, Aries. Like, it's very interesting with the Two of Cups and the Sun. You know, we're going to pull, again, more cards. I'm just pulling general energies right now. But there is something that is showing up here with the Two of Cups and the Sun. And it may be you for yourself as well. I'll say that with the Sun leading out. Now, what I'm seeing for a number of you as well, I'm hearing Leo here real strongly with the Hangman coming through. Some of you, let's clear it. Feeling suppression in the heart chakra. Someone is... they're having a hard time here with something. It's going to come down to saying something like very clearly and directly. I'm hearing that with the Ace of Wands in reverse, Eight of Pentacles upright, Hangman, and the Sun of Cups. For a number of you, it has to do with your expectations, okay? And again, I want to pull cards for each of the days. There's so much build up here. For a number of you, Aries, one more note before we start pulling for the days. I'm seeing that you or somebody here in your midst, you know, you're kind of saying it's okay if I go alone at this, okay? Again, I'm hearing this way. I don't need others to like get on board with me, okay? It's like, I'm not gonna not get on my flight, okay? Just because someone else in the terminal is not willing to take it, okay? Like, I'm hearing that with the Sun of Cups. And, you know, you're kind of letting everything go that you thought you needed. I'm hearing that as well in order to manifest your dreams. Like, for a number of you, maybe you were operating in a certain space, like with a number of people. You got so many sirens going off here. Honk, sirens, Aries. Someone's definitely letting something go is what I'm hearing. They're putting an end to a cycle. I'm hearing that. And it's a sharp turn that they take on that highway with the Sun of Cups upright, Death card in reverse. For a number of you, you realize that it's going to really serve you in the long term. But before we get into that, for a number of you, okay, there was maybe some group that you were involved in, okay, and you were working in that space for quite some time, hoping, you know, oh, well, I hope that they get it. I hope we end up moving in the same direction. It's like at a certain point when they don't. Okay, when you see that maybe there is some kind of discrepancy, I'm hearing that as well. Like, I don't think that they're really, like, they don't see it the way I see it, maybe in whatever way. They're not seeing my point. You know, I'm seeing that you're kind of appreciating that even in its own space. Like, okay, well, if they don't see it, then they just don't see it. And you might be striking on your own. Let's pull the cards. The 1st of April is the Star, Aries. Wow. Okay. Okay, you know who you are. We're gonna say this first. First things first, okay? You don't need a mirror as well. Okay, to make sure, like, is that really who I am? No, you know who you are, you know what you're about. 14:44 right there on the clock. Let's pull on the 2nd of April. The Four of Swords in reverse. Now, it's interesting because, yeah, for big time for a number of you, let's put the cards down. This is your history, okay? This is something that possibly you have associated yourself with within a certain capacity. It is maybe your upbringing, okay? Maybe it's something you didn't even realize, like, influenced the way that you saw your dream, your passion, your ability. But at a certain point, it became clear. And I'm hearing that with the Four of Swords in reverse. Now, always remember that this is a channeled message, and it's always up to you to channel it, you know, even to yourself in a certain way, right? It's like, it's up to you to interpret it, and it can be interpreted in a number of ways. I'm just sort of like the messenger here. I'm just sort of lucid dreaming and communicating to you what it is that I feel. Now, with the Four of Swords in reverse, I'm seeing that you're very much excited about something, but then you realize that there is something that needs to change in order to move really towards in that direction of what it is that you want. I'm hearing tear off the stub with. Interesting. Maybe there's even an opportunity that you feel. It's like even something that you're sensing. It's like it's in the air. It's like, you know what? I feel like that industry is going to be really lucrative. I'm hearing that as well. So take it as you will. Now let's continue. The Two of Pentacles coming through again here upright, and it's going to be a huge shock. I'm hearing whatever this is to a number of people in your environment. And you know that, yeah, strength in reverse. Some of you may actually be like retiring or stepping out of a space that you have held for a long time here now. I'm hearing Reiki here. I'm hearing pull with the Strength card in reverse. Interesting. 6 of Wands coming through there on the 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th. On the 6th, you have the 8 of Wands in reverse. On the 7th, you've got the Devil in reverse. So some of you letting go of toxic patterns that you've known you've needed to let go of, okay? These are things that are maybe even, I keep hearing religious, okay, with the Devil in reverse, but and even the Four of Swords here and the Strength card, but this is something that runs through, you know, it's something karmic with the Devil in reverse. It's something that maybe it's like your parents are involved in, or like it's some kind of even it's like a thought. It's like, okay, that's not even my thought. I realize that that's not how I think. Okay, actually, like maybe that's something that someone around me would say. Even it's in an industry, like, oh, everybody in this industry, that's how they operate. Well, that's not how I really feel. I'm hearing that with the Devil in reverse, and take it as you will. We're gonna, you know, there's something that maybe you realize you just don't resonate with. I'm hearing that this is someone you wanted to collaborate with, and like it just comes to a point, Aries, where you're like, I just don't actually want that anymore. I'm hearing that. And maybe it's something like even something you thought you were attracted to. Let's continue. And the 8th, you have the Tower. That's mirroring the Star. So whatever this change that you feel you need to make, you know what this is. I'm seeing the number 1 and 7 here, double. You know what this is. It's almost like that moment when you know you're just guided to move in a certain direction. There's not much more to it. It's like you just saw it. You had the epiphany, the vision. You get it now sort of energy. I'm seeing that with the Tower. It's like then what you feel you need to do is no longer going to be challenging. Let's continue. The 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You start making, yeah, well, maybe it clear. You got the 3 of Pentacles sitting and mirroring that 2 of Pentacles. Wow. The 9 of Cups upright. So you're on a path. You know exactly what needs to change, what you need to release, what needs to be realized as well on a private level, and what needs to be realized on a public level. For a number of you, you might be wanting to take a more private approach to certain things that maybe you used to be really public with. It's like, well, I used to tell everyone my business. It's like, I'm more private now. I'm hearing that with the Father Cups in reverse. And at the end, we'll pull a Celtic cross to see most likely what you know, what we're talking about in terms of the long-term projection of this energy, because I do feel like you've been working on this for a lot of time, not just like, you know, we're here, surprise, April, and you now understand. I'm hearing what your story is. I'm hearing the 9 of Cups are bright. No, this is something that maybe you, like, how do we say it? Like, you felt something maybe was offered. It's like, well, I felt like this wasn't really like the perfect ideal. Okay, but I was like participating in the space because I didn't exactly know what it was that was out of order. I'm hearing out of place. Let's clear it. So, you know, it was something that maybe you felt eventually you would transform. It was just a matter of like, okay, I didn't do it yet because I could not put my finger on exactly what that was that needed to change. Now, I'm saying that in April, you do see what needs to change, and the steps towards that space of making the transformation is gradual. And as I was meditating on your energy, dear Aries, I wasn't getting that, let's say, everything is going to happen at once. It's not like, oh my God, okay, like a breakout moment. It might be for a number of you, but you have the 8 of Wands in reverse on the 7th, on the 6th of April, mirroring the Strength card in reverse. I see this as something that it's more of a realization, at least in the beginning of April, but let's continue to pull the cards and see. With the 5 of Cups sitting on the second week, I'm seeing that this is a realization. This is something where you are seeing even in a perceptive way. You know, this is maybe your environment. You're kind of like realizing, you know, the actions of others, and maybe you're realizing how others behave, and you're seeing it from a new perspective. I'm hearing that as well. The world's coming through in the third week, and the Daughter of Wands. Wow, so we're really starting. Yeah, okay. Seven of Swords in reverse. Let's just pull the cards here. Daughter Cups upright. Wow, somebody's gonna be meeting someone. Yeah, definitely. There's something that you are reigniting, reconnecting with, re-inspiring, and this energy can come through again down the line about 6 to 8 months, even 10 months. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing RLY, RLI. Ripe. I'm hearing that with the Daughter Cups. Mother Wands in reverse. Ace of Swords upright. This could be someone's mother. I'm actually hearing that with the Mother Wands in reverse. I almost said Mother of Swords take as well. Ace of Swords leads you out of that third week. We'll pull into Mother of Swords right there. Okay, and 20 minutes and 22 seconds right there on the clock. Let's clear it. On the... this is a hard decision, whatever this is. It's not like... oh, I just said sorry, bye. This is something that you gotta pull the thorns out, okay? Like... one by one. Okay, it's not like I'm gonna take a whole paw full of thorns and just kind of yank on that. Okay, this is something you feel you need to really take time to you know, manage. And I'm hearing that as well with the Mother of Swords. Maybe this is someone who you know, or something you've been involved in, and it's just like, I need to kind of be careful with the way that I talk about this. Now, the Son of Swords coming through, I do see bravery here, though, in a public space in some way, but I want to emphasize this. I don't see it as a bravery of like, I'm gonna shout from the mountaintops, okay? Like, it's more like, you know, I'm here, and I'm here now, and I'm here where I feel that I need to be now for myself, and I don't need to step outside those lines, like, also because maybe another would expect me to. Let's clear it. Honkin'. And you know what? It's interesting because, well, that might be something that will generate reaction. And you have the Father of Wands coming through diagonal, the Mother of Wands in reverse. You lead out of this week with the Moon. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 is the Ace of Swords. 22nd is the Mother of Swords. 23rd, the Son of Swords. 24th, the Five of Wands in reverse. 25th is the Three of Swords in reverse. 26th is the Father of Wands in reverse. Ooh, that card just bumped up right there on top of the Daughter Cups. There's someone who, like, maybe, well, somebody wants to talk to somebody, possibly, or they're thinking about something, they're eager, they're gonna maybe even, like, they're gonna introduce someone to someone, thinking how to do that. It's on the 26th, I believe, yeah? 22nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, yeah. The 27th is the Five of Swords upright. 28th is the Moon upright. For a number of you, this is someone who has moved on, and this is like, I don't know, it's a little weird, but it's like someone's ex has to see this person who's like trying to make their way back in. It's like something with that with the Father Wands in reverse. I'm not sure, take it as you will. 29th is the Emperor, and the 30th is the Six of Cups in reverse. I think we only have 30 days in April. I'm hearing June here. Oh my God. Some of you, there's a very strong focus on that month here. We're going to get into it. When it comes to what you feel you're saving up for, I'm hearing that. So maybe this is something you got a vision for. Yeah. Big time. It's like you're not in a rush. I'm hearing that as well. You realize that, you know, you'd rather kind of not sacrifice the whole opportunity altogether just because you want to get something off the ground and like as fast as you can. It's something that you're willing to be patient with. I'm hearing that. We'll say it kind of in that way. I was like shouting out there, like, what is all of this? I'm hearing maple syrup on the pancake. It's like, okay, take it as you will. April has 30 days. Okay, so we lead out here with the Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, no, you definitely, well, we'll say this. Remember, you're healing from something. There's something in was that a knock? Something in the past. I was just saying that with the Father Wands in reverse, Three Swords in reverse here. Something that just, it kind of stands out in it's like, how do we say it? It's like there's a wedding happening, and it's like Willy Wonka shows up. Okay, like it's like, well, check out that Ace of Cups. Come on now. Okay. On top of the Father Wands in reverse? Okay, man. This is a Willy Wonka. This is a Willy Wonka showing up with the Sun. And the of Pentacles. The Son of Pentacles. It could not be any more like Shrek made up his mind. He's ready now. Okay, kind of situation here. But with the Father of Wands in reverse. So okay, I'm seeing somebody showing up at a clubhouse. I'm hearing a clubhouse. They're trying to buzz in. They're like, psst, psst. I'm hearing that. Another honk going. It's like Hey, do we know you? I'm here. No, do we know you? Interesting. Father Wands in reverse. Like, this is something, it could be on an energetic plane. Like, this is for somebody with someone's guides. It's like someone trying to get in here with the Father Wands in reverse. Like, no question. I'm hearing somewhere over the rainbow. Like, this is someone maybe who even blocked someone's Son of Cups coming through. They're like, I know her, I know him, I know them, I know where they live, at least. It's like, that's not enough. I'm hearing that to get in through the front door. Now, I don't know what this energy is. It can be a number of things. It could be a number of people possibly even, but there's just something that just didn't make sense. Maybe even I'm seeing that with the Father Wands in reverse. Now, I am curious to know, in terms of retrogrades, what we do have kind of at play when it comes to this month here for you, Aries, 2021. We see that, and I usually consider pre-shadow, Mercury, no. Well, is it in pre-shadow? Let's see. This is, I think it, may be in pre-shadow. But anyways, okay, aside from that, let's clear it and ground. Aside from that, we have pre-shadow, I think, of a few other planets. It's okay, whatever. Let's not get it complicated. Okay, so for a number of you, how do we say this? Like, I'm seeing a really strong red color here, a bright red color here. It's like somebody wants to, like, kind of, I'm hearing that song, take my breath away, hey, hey, hey. Hey, take my breath away. Hey, 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 ooh, take my breath away. Okay. All right. So I'm going to now. Like, someone here, okay, this is a nostalgic thing with the Father Wands in reverse. There was that song from Top Gun, Three of Swords. I'm hearing Georgie. I'm hearing that. Sure. I'm hearing, sure I can. I don't know. Let's clear it. It's like somebody doesn't want to be reminded of this, though. Okay? Like, I'm going to have to emphasize that. And this is a different general reading. It could be different energies for everyone. But there is something here that someone just doesn't want to open the door with again. I'm seeing that with the Father of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing Simon. Yeah, not into that. I'm hearing that is not into that. Maybe if it's even their secretary responding, they're like, sorry, can we take a phone call? Yeah, he's not in. This is even someone maybe like deleted themselves off of like a waiting list. I'm hearing that with the Father Wands in reverse. I'm hearing that song again. Take my breath away. With the Father Pentacles upright, Two Wands upright, Eight of Swords upright. Like somebody maybe even wants to like apologize for something. They want to say sorry. It's like this person's not picking up. I'm hearing sorry. I'm hearing, because I'm having the time of my life, but I also had the time of my life. It's like they kind of want to close a chapter here. They're like, I did what I did. I needed to do what I needed to do. I'm hearing that as well. I don't know what that's alluding to. It's clear. And this could be your own energy. This could be you, Aries, but with the Hermit upright and the Ace of Wands in reverse, I'm hearing Sawal, S-A-W-A-L. So I'll catch you later. I'm hearing that as well. With the Lover's Bride and the Hermit. It's like someone shows up even at someone's house. They're like, please don't do that. Don't do that. Just don't. Just D, capital D, period. Like, I don't have time for this. Like, let's clear. Someone's maybe just tired of explaining why something doesn't really work out for them anymore. I'm hearing that as well. It's like, why are you not getting, like, also, why are you changing the subject? Now, but for a number, this is someone who tries to get romantic every time someone wants to leave the situation. I'm hearing that as well. It is, again, like the Willy Wonka right there with the 2 cups. And no, they know when you're moving on. They do. They feel it. It's a vibe thing, right? They can feel when you got cucumbers on your eyes and you're all relaxed now. Okay? About everything. They're a magician. I'm hearing that with the Father Wands in reverse. Like, they have a standing ovation mailer announcement ready in hand with every pen and envelope that they lick. I don't know what that's alluding to. Like, maybe they are kind of like, I am hearing a chauvinist. I'm hearing that as well. Okay, with the Hermit and the Hierophant, like they have like connections. I'm hearing that as well with the Lovers here. They got a few people who they are really great friends with and others who they are not so great friends with. I'm hearing that as well. Like, they possibly have really extensive community as well that knows them or that they know. I'm hearing personally, I'm hearing oligarchy. I'm hearing that. Oligarchy. I'm hearing Ferd, F-E-R-D, I'm hearing he referred me. I'm hearing that as well. Now this person is they're a networker. I'm hearing Sandy, oligarchy. I'm hearing twins. I'm hearing that real strongly. Oligarchy. A small group of people having control of a country, organization, or institution. A country governed by an oligarchy. Government by an oligarchy. Okay. So maybe somebody is also getting exposed. I'm hearing that. Someone's going to be exposed. This is for a number of you. Like, something that was kind of happening in the background will be happening at the front of the stage now. Those characters who are backup dancers will be brought to the front of the stage and asked how they did what they did. I'm hearing that as well. It's a little bit of like an audit-like energy. Yeah, so an oligarchy is a power structure that allows a few businesses, families, or individuals to rule. Now, this could be the motivation space of someone as well, but they're like, oh, but is a narcissistic energy with the Father Wands in reverse. Let's just be honest here, okay? Like, this is somebody who wants to see themselves shine as the only star in the sky, which is so unrealistic. It's like, I am the star. Okay, like, you need to sit down, like, and not say my name. I'm hearing that song as well right there. Let's clear it. This person's like, but, okay, maybe they have reasons for why they think that them to do certain things are okay, but like others not. It could be a double standard thing. Let's clear it. But for a number of you, this is something where it's like, I kind of just don't see it like that, and I just don't want to have to prove to XYZ that's my way. Interesting. This could be an aspect of your being as well with the Father of Wands in reverse. I'm hearing pillow, like pillow, maybe pillow. This is also somebody who has a very controlling energy, but it is like in an indirect way. You would not normally be able to pick up on this. Like, if you're just sort of seeing it as it is, okay? It's not like, I'm actually trying to physically control you. Like, I tell you where to sit. It's like, this is someone who kind of is like it's like a guilty energy thing, okay? It's like someone who kind of silently tries to, like, tell your story out for you. It's like, what? Like, yeah. It's like they kind of, then you don't even realize that this person is kind of, having that sort of impact on your psyche. It's like, okay, like, the fact that he, like, didn't say bye to me today kind of made me feel like I don't belong in his crew. I wonder what I did wrong. It's like they start to get you thinking. I'm hearing that. Let's pull just one more card on the Father Wands, even though I'm really done with this energy. Nine of Wands are bright. Some of you may actually be getting a reading done here. The Hermit, the Nine of Wands. It was something repetitive. It was something that it was like it would go nowhere. Like, it was the kind of thing where it's like somebody comes in, they're like, I need help. It's like, okay, so you try to give them like help, like 5, 6, 7 times, and it's like it's just the same thing over and over. It's like every time they come back, on all that has really changed is how much help they need. Okay, like, it's like, I don't know, but not in a way that is improving. Possibly, and it can be a cycle thing with your business. I'm hearing that as well, where you say, well, I thought it would get better, and like, but it's not. It's just kind of, it's also just not, it's not stimulating. I'm hearing that with the Lovers in reverse. It's just not what I'm looking for. I'm hearing that with the Lovers in reverse. It's kind of stagnating. I'm hearing that with the Lovers, and it is a little bit underwhelming possibly as well with the Lovers in reverse and the Hermit upright. And the way of saying, like, it's just not something that is really expanding in awareness. For a number of you, this is someone who's really conservative as well. Okay, with the Hermit and the Hierophant and the Emperor and the Father Wands in reverse and the Strength in reverse. This is something that feels kind of like it has one story and it tells it in just that one way for all of history. Like, I don't know, like maybe it's like a one-size-fits-all sort of way of explaining as well, like some kind of mansion of awareness. Like, I don't know, like somebody like says something, it like kind of speaks for like many people at once. I'm hearing that it's like something very conservative, possibly with the Hermit, like but they're not aware even of like having another story to back that up from another vantage point. It's like they very much are in a space of assuming that anything that is not of a certain particular faith or belief is like not right. Okay, it's like I automatically don't listen to that because it's like, oh, it does not consider on the left or right side. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, no. It's like they're not even like, they don't even process like what maybe another perspective has offered. Okay, and it's like, so pretty much it's then irrelevant to like them at all. It's like, oh, I don't associate with you. Like, I don't associate with those types of people. Let's clear it. And this can be a body of people, right? But it can be something that you just realize, like, okay, it can even be like a product that speaks to a certain type of energy. It's like, I don't want my product to speak to that energy space. I'm hearing that as well anymore. Like, 10 of Pentacles upright, Mirror and the Hermit upright. This is something that has exhausted. It's time to move on. I'm hearing time to move out. 10 of Wands and reverse. It's just not, yeah, you see the acrobatic flip of that card. The Tempest card is looking through the 10 of Wands with the 10 of Pentacles, like, please, can we get some air moving in here? This is circulation. The Hermit, like, I'm seeing somebody in a stuffy room. It's like, I can't, it feels like a cluster. It's also like, how do we describe this? It's like you're in a room with like fluorescent lights and like not enough proper airflow. It's just, it feels stuffy in there, and like it's just like, I don't know, the air conditioning, it's nothing is natural about this. I'm hearing that with the Hermit, and from the perspective of the Temperance card at least. Now for a number, this can be a headspace. Okay, it's like, I'm ready to move out of that. I'm really done with this timeline. I'm hearing this with the Hermit upright. Again, this is something karmic for a number of you. It's something you realize like is the past. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't need to keep, for a number of you, but even selling products in that space, it's like you have the epiphany. I'm hearing it in some shape or form with the Hermit upright. Now with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse at the base of the Hermit upright, it is also, I'm hearing Pisces, Aries, it is a comfort thing. Maybe you're realizing, you know, you're just not feeling at peace for whatever reason in a certain space. It's just not speaking to your needs. Maybe someone's just also like not your type. I'm hearing that with the Hermit upright, and that should be fine, right? Why would it not be okay to like communicate that something doesn't fit you? I'm hearing that as well. And it can actually be a product that you purchased. You're like, yeah, I want to give it back. Like, I'm sorry, like, it doesn't work. I'm hearing that with the Hermit, like, and so with the Fool in reverse, it's again something that maybe a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my god, like Goldilocks, like what? You don't want to go to grandma's house? It's like, yeah, sorry, is that like unfortunate to you? Like, it's just like at a certain point, this is you with you, Aries, and you realize you're the only person who really knows yourself in the way that you do, right? It's like, you know yourself really well. You know what you really need. You know how you really feel about, you know, certain things, certain people. Maybe this is even someone who's someone referred to someone. They're like, I think you'd be great together. It's like, okay, no. Like, and you maybe tried it, or you like considered it, or someone did, and it's like, it just doesn't, not my type. It's just not my type. For a number of you, this is someone or something that is a little bit ambivalent. Like, I'm seeing someone feels like something is kind of, it's like, how do we say this? And it's all relative. Everybody has a taste, right? But it's like, someone feels like someone just glazes over details. It's like, that's just not attractive to me. Okay, I'm hearing that. 9 of Pentacles are bright. Like, I'm hearing, I'm too aware, okay, of the details, and he's like too like unaware of the details. I'm hearing that. Father Pentacles are bright. Like, it's just something that is so far-fetched. Now, maybe this is even a perspective that you feel you don't want to completely do away with, right? But it's like, it's just a matter of how we bring this energy into a space of relevance when we're working on maybe even this project. It's like, well, maybe I don't want to give him like all that much reign with my creative agency. I'm hearing that as well. Maybe, yeah, it's wonderful to have that opinion, but like, have it cross-checked with like that of another. It's like, I don't want to eliminate this person. I'm hearing as well from like the story. It's just maybe that character doesn't need to have such a big role, right? That's played. So for a number of you, it's a matter of, well, how do we say it in this way? Let's clear it. It's like, you know, for a number of you realizing that also, though, you know, nobody has the final say, okay, about your story other than you. You have the final say. Even if someone else says, well, I have the final say. And even if you tell them you have the final say, at the end of the day, Aries, you are the one who tells yourself also how you feel, right? It's like, you know, when you go home at night and you're sitting, I'm hearing on the front-facing camera. I don't know what that's going to. I'm hearing couch. I'm hearing Mansfield, I don't know. Is that United Kingdom? It's like, you know how you feel, okay? Like, you know, if you feel like at peace, I'm hearing, or at war with your husband. I don't know what that's going to. Let's clear it. I'm hearing in his Cloud 9 shoes, Cloud 9 venture. I'm hearing Acropolis. I'm hearing, so I'm a Greek. I'm seeing someone's like listening to someone talking on the phone. They're like, he's just really like, I don't know how to explain this. I'm hearing he's shouting. He's really into like his whole, I'm hearing, and ergo, I'm hearing that. It's like, this is frustrating someone, okay? Like, they got a whole, like, Shakespearean behavior as well going on here that just irks this person. They're, no judgment. And when I'm doing these readings, it's like, you need to look at it as, like, a dream, okay? It's, like, not meant to offend anyone, but you need to just kind of interpret it in your way. Now, let's clear it. Maybe someone says, hey, like, let's clear it. Someone maybe does get offended, though. They're like, I have to be honest with you. Maybe this is even an agency publishing someone's work for them. They're like, Carl, I don't like the way you're cutting, like, the pie, okay? Like, it's really fucking pissing me off, actually, if we're quite honest. Like, you're leaving crumbles everywhere, okay? I don't like that. I'm hearing that. Let's clear it. These are maybe even two people who are just, I don't know, you guys. This is someone who maybe someone has known for a while, and it's just like, you're at a point. I'm hearing lemony snicket. I'm hearing that with someone's reading a book even. Somebody else's, maybe, it could be a perspective. They're like looking at how this person's reading the book. They're like, he's not changing like the page fast enough. Like, it's frustrating me. I'm hearing that. Like, and again, it could be a metaphor. It's, maybe this is the energy that has been, you do lead out with the Ten of Pentacles upright. Maybe for a number of you, you kind of told someone in a certain way. You were like, hey, like, that rhythm just doesn't do it for me. And maybe they're coming back around the mountain. Like, maybe you moved on. Maybe you were, like, sipping a pina colada on, like, another shore. And here he comes, like, with a new, I'm hearing handheld letter. Like, I'm hearing, hey, Herman. No. I'm not who's she over there. Like, this is someone even like asked someone else, like, where'd she go? Where is she at? It's like, you can't just come and like, try to come back into my life. Maybe for a number of you, this is something that you did realize. There's a certain pattern here. All right. It's like, it's the pattern of how maybe you work in this space, how this space works for you. And it's like, maybe you're just recalibrating something. Maybe you have more boundaries here in this space, okay? Maybe there's something that you're just kind of saying, hey, this is a boundary. Maybe it wasn't made clear in the past, but now it's a boundary clearly. And I hope that it makes sense. I'm hearing those with the Hermit and the Ten of Pentacles. Let's clear it. Son of Wands. Like, I'm seeing someone running in to like meet someone. They're like, wait for me. I'm hearing that. Son of Wands upright. Like, why are these people shouting outside? It's like so irritating. Okay, like, let's clear it. I don't know. Love it, like everybody here, but like Aries, like, yeah. I'm hearing the, okay, the Chariot upright. Like, maybe for a number of you, you're just losing patience, you're losing tolerance, you no longer want to talk about things as well that you don't want to talk about. Maybe you feel, again, like maybe this is a balance thing. Maybe for a long ass time you were like, I just talk about what everybody else wants to talk about and I never give myself the opportunity, I don't know. Let's pull a card on that and see. I'm feeling maybe someone does have a tendency to sort of, sway from one extreme to the next. Let's pull a few cards on that. And maybe that's where the frustration is coming from. Okay. Four of Pentacles in reverse, Empress in reverse, Ten of Swords upright. So we felt like we were not being really ultimately like really valued for the things that we wanted to be valued for. But for a number, this is you with you where you said, you know what? I realized like I wasn't actually respecting my values in this space. I wasn't actually seeing myself in the way that I wanted to see myself. I wasn't actually saying, hey, this is like, let's clear it. For a number of you though, you're really turned off by something. And I just have to be so honest here. And you know what? It's a good thing, right? I would rather see the trash and where it sits in the room so I can observe it so clearly in the way and say, yeah, I'm going to take it out now. Yeah, I'm going to throw the trash out so we don't have to smell this anymore, right? Sometimes that's the blessing in disguise of like, wow, I don't resonate with that. Really happy that I am able to make the executive decision to say it, number one, so clearly in that way, and number two, to just like step away from it, right? So and maybe in relation to it in a new way. So this is something maybe you're just changing your relationship to. Again, I'm not saying you want to like completely like, okay, it's not like, all right, trash will never happen again. It's just some cycle of like, maybe like the trash was sitting there for a long time. I'm hearing that. And it could be a metaphor, right? This is a buildup. It is a buildup with the Empress in reverse. It's a frustration of not having the, even maybe the energy to do the things that you love because you feel like you're giving all your energy to things that are draining you, okay, with the Three of Pentacles upright. And maybe it's as simple as that. So Aries, thank you for tuning in. Love and light to you. Let's jump into your extended here via the link in the box below, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for your support. Bye.